Hello everyone, Luna here. I finished this winter project and this time I recorded the building process and decided to make my first ever speed build video for you. This house is CC free, but I used the Tool mod and Better BuildBuy mod by TwistedMexi. Also I used the MCCC mod by Deaderpool to manipulate the weather and time of day. I used the ReShade preset Kaleidoscope by Okruee with GShade. It started all out with this rough sketch. I wanted to build a witchy, crooked, weathered cabin on top of a steep hill. First, I began with the landscaping by making a big hill on the 50 by 50 Kiyomatsu point lot in Mount Komorebi. I wanted a zigzag path to lead up there. So for that, I drew out the shape from above and made like little stair steps. Then I used the tool for smoothing the terrain to make it walkable for the sims. I had a sim here to test if it is too steep. I had to do a lot of corrections. This process is trial and error and a bit of patience. I often start with one box and then add more and more boxes. I wanted to have the house leaning towards the cliff as if it was ready to fall down. So I used the crooked walls technique, which I uploaded a tutorial to. The idea is that you paint the wall pattern and rotate the resulting paintings so you have fake crooked walls. To achieve non-grainy paintings, I used the set filters on paintings by reference and XML injector mods by Scumbumbo. I think this is fun about the building process. You start with an idea, vibe, inspiration, and the build transforms itself and takes directions you wouldn't have thought about. The Western light prop from the Get Famous pack was used as a pillar. I wanted to place some more of these. When building exteriors, I always try to make them as interesting and detailed as possible by adding and adding. I like to build towers, balconies and little oriels. More is more. I also love the simple foundation from Base Game, which is invisible. I think it is amazing for creating illusions. For example, I used it here and placed this island living debug rock under it. It is broad on top and narrower on the bottom. I think this looks interesting and gives this whole build some more whimsy. I placed the rocks on top of the buildings and elevated them downwards. I did this because they won't block the path of the sims and snow appears on top of them. During cutting the original footage, I noticed that I looked a lot at my build from different angles. I had to cut these parts out because it made me dizzy when watching. Here I was adjusting the Western light prop to make the pillars look more shaky and unstable. You can make a mansard roof by building a room on top, which is one tile narrower. Then place half-hipped roof pieces on the free tiles. I decided to make this tower taller by adding another floor and building the mansard roof above. Then I decorated it with the protruding frieze from the Vampires pack. This roof consists of rotated tables. I previously used it in my Vampire Mansion build, which I made for the Monster Mash collab hosted by Simply Tierra. I saved it as a room so I could use it in another project as well. Before placing it, I activated the deletion protection from the Better BuildBuy mod by TwistedMexi, which prevents deletion of objects. I copied the room for the second roof and rotated the tables with the tool mod to make it look as if it was falling down. Now I'm decorating the exterior further with ladles from the Realm of Magic debug. The Marcus Shard lamp from City Living looks like an icicle, so it's perfect for frosty builds. I also placed the corbellor of length corbels from Cats and Dogs to support the upper part of the building. Then I focused on the two small buildings at the front. First by placing a roof, then by building a balcony and another small room. I also started to build some roofs on the main building. My building process is rather chaotic as I'm jumping from one part of the build to another. The Centurion helmet replica awning rotated looks amazing under towers, balconies and oriels. Other exterior decorations I like to place are columns on the edges, roof decorations and dormers. I think these details make builds look more interesting. Also placing corbels where the upper floor exceeds the lower floor. I built another tower on the right side of the main building. I made it multi-floored again because I just love the look of it. Here I am again placing some corbels. Because the right side looked a bit boring, I built another room. For me it looked too long and massive, so I decided to make a balcony out of it. The back of the build looked a bit flat. I figured that the small tower would make the build more complex. There was a flat part on top of the main building and I thought this would make an awesome rooftop. I placed a stepped exterior trim from base game to give the build some more details. To make the roofs more detailed, I copied them and made the copied roof taller. I wasn't content yet with the color scheme, so I experimented with different colors and decided to use the icy blue pinstripe grains wall pattern from base game. To go with the icy theme, I colored the trims, columns, roof decorations and other details white. I also removed the rotated paintings. I built some fences around the roofs because this looks more detailed. You see, I just keep adding and adding decorations. In case you didn't know, there's a mod by Arnie which is called the World Edit mod. There you can access more debug items. Simspiration84 on the gallery uploaded some of these objects. They also have a YouTube channel called Fantasims. I used this bridge from the noCC Secret Debug set 26 to replace the Western light prop. These objects look also great as decorations for the exterior walls. I copied the bridges under the big balcony and rotated them so that they are forming a circle. I rotated them even a bit further so that they look a bit more unstable. Placed some more columns and connected the buildings in the front with some stairs. If you build walls under towers, you can replace them with spandrels, which looks great as a decorative element. For this build, I chose white windows with delicate patterns. I also added more roof decorations. The more, the better. Also, I built walls under the tower of the front of the left house to replace them with spandrels. The Fox Knocker door from Cottage Living is one of my favorite doors in game. Here you see me add more spandrels, balconies, roof decorations and windows. The exteriors of my builds get a lot of attention from me. I added some more city living lights. With the Better BuildBuy mod, I could color these aqua in build mode. The City Living Debug string lights add some festive feeling to the build. I also think that the stellar spiral lights from Spa Day inside the roofs add some magic to the build. Because the other roofs looked a bit dark, I added the Siren's glowing pylon lights from City Living to the sides of this roof and rotated them accordingly. On the balcony I placed some sofas and a fireplace. On the other outdoor places I added some benches. Also I used these alabaster crystals as decorative objects in some debug planters. Here I placed the obligatory mailbox and trash can. Now to the interior decoration. I started with the floor patterns. Then I moved on to the little house on the right. This should be a guest house. so I placed the bedroom and the bathroom. There was also this awkward little space which I turned into a little hallway with a wardrobe. I started to place columns inside the house as well. I think it gives the rooms more details and the edges don't look as harsh. The house on the left should be some storage place because there isn't a basement. Some snow of the rock was cutting inside the house. I decided to go with it and placed the brittle brick frame window from Werewolves, which looks like a hole in the wall, and a little snow shovel. I placed some shelves and filled one of them with pantry items. On the upper floor there are some more things stored as well. I wanted to give this room an attic feeling. I also placed an easel so the room can be used as a skill building room as well. I think it's difficult to figure out floor plans. I tried to start with the stairs to determine where the hallways should be and the rooms could be accessed. I also kind of started decorating the hallway. The living room in the main house should fit the icy color scheme, but also be cozy and inviting, so I put a fireplace in there. Gates can be used as fireplace screens. Also placing a lot of pictures and little clutter items make the room look more lived in. I love to place tea sets, I think they make every room look more inviting. During decorating, I noticed that there wasn't a bathroom on the ground floor, so I built this little room. On the left of the ground floor is the kitchen and dining room area. Let's move on to one of the bedrooms. I like to make these little seating areas with cabinets and ottomans. I think they look so cozy. On this floor I also decorated a little office space. I like to imagine that the Sims are reading here and sipping some tea. For the other bedroom I used the Night Night Moon lamp from Werewolves. The warm colored base wasn't fitting the color scheme, so I covered it with the magical mystery table from the Realm of Magic pack. On this floor is also the big bathroom. I must admit that I struggle with decorating bathrooms. For decorating hallways, my go-to is to place a long accent table with pretty clutter. I used the Count Vladislaus Strahd 1 painting for its frame. Next I show you the bathroom on the floor above. I always tend to place the same things in every bathroom. I had an extra room on this floor, so I decided to make a music room out of it. Sims love skill building items. In the attic I placed some Christmas items. Finally I let my Sim decorate the house with the white icicle waterfall lights for the eaves. The build is finished. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any feedback, because this was my first ever speed build video. Thanks for watching and see you soon!